Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Neyssa with XPansive Taste. Here we expand our realities to ultimate greatness and learn to receive the best out of life. So I have been truly loving Tradwife content, and I feel like today is the perfect day to talk about this because today I'm making banana cornbread muffins from scratch. And we got all these corn on the cobs for free, and there's like 15 more. So I gotta use them up. And before we get started, I would just like you to know that I live in a Haitian household, so we don't have all these fancy baking gadgets, okay? So we're gonna make it old school. If you want to follow along with whatever I'm making, in the description box, there's going to be a link to the recipe I'm following, although it's not exact because the recipe does not call for actual corn on the cob. It just calls for cornmeal. So I'm gonna experiment and see how that works. I've seen my friend make like cornbread with actual corn kernels before, and I figured that might be a fun thing to do. Oops, ew. So I'm making it with corn on the cob, and I'm gonna boil them just to make sure that it's ready before I start baking. And I think I'm gonna add cinnamon because that sounds fun. But yeah, I've been loving Tradwife content. It's been really fun to watch and to see the revival of like femininity. It's been so empowering, and especially since like the Barbie movie, I just knew it was time. It was time for me to blossom as the girly girl that I am, and proudly do so because I don't know, I'm tired of trying to live in this world like a man as if I'm a man. I'm on a completely different hormone cycle. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair to have to work a 9 to 5. I don't know, especially when I'm experiencing all sorts of mood swings, all sorts of periods in the month where I'm just practically useless and depressed because my progesterone is rising. It's like literally 10 days out of the whole month where I am just like not my best. Some days are bad, but for the most part, I'm just not my best, and it's not fun. It's not fun to have to show up to work. And seeing all these tradwives make life fun again, it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing that women are focusing more on their families rather than just their careers because, really, the careers don't love you back. They really do not love you back. They just make you tired. They just drain you and try to take everything they can away from you. And with capitalism in this current economy, things have just been so terrible for both men and women. And we're just in a state where even if we want to be stay-at-home moms, it's just so hard and almost impossible to do so because we can't afford it anymore. Now it's no longer like a woman empowerment thing and a thing of like choice. It's like you have no choice but to make money, to have a job, to be putting in 40 hours a week and neglecting your families and being too stressed to take care of your own families. So I admire the tradwives for presenting themselves as the women that they are who decided to prioritize their family rather than making money. And I guess I understand what people are saying when they say that tradwives are putting up like unrealistic standards because they're showing up in their pretty dresses and glamorizing what it's like to be a stay-at-home mom. And to that, I have to say, dressing up and looking presentable is not an unrealistic standard. And I really am curious, and I have to ask this because I don't have kids, but what's the difference between getting ready and presentable for work and then still dropping your kids off at school between getting ready and cute and just staying at home with the kids? Like, I'm really curious. Like, isn't it the same amount of effort, the same time, maybe less effort because you don't have to get the kids dressed within a certain time limit? And for me, I feel like getting ready and, getting dressed for the day, that's like the most fun part of the day. Even if I previously felt like a gremlin, I feel like, getting dressed up is a great way to just boost my mood and feel better about myself. And really, the wonderful thing about these tradwives is that they understand the game. They understand that they're women, first of all, and that they probably want families and they want children. And so they knew that it would be a good idea to pair up with a man who could probably afford that kind of lifestyle. And the lifestyle doesn't even really have to be $1 million lifestyle. If you look far enough, you'll see that there are families with a single income of like $50,000, $60,000, and they're still able to live comfortably in like a 3-bedroom house and, buy all the groceries, and they're fine with sharing one car and doing life in a certain way, living within their means. They know how to live within their means, and they're able to budget and prioritize their family enough to know that it means more to have that kind of relationship, that kind of bond where they can work together and, be at home together rather than focus on making money just for the sake of making money. And of course, not being a breadwinner is going to present its own challenges, and, you might have to make some sacrifices. But I feel like if you're able to find a decent partner that you share values with, and he values your labor, because being a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife is labor. These are all things that if he had to outsource them, he would have to pay for: the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the childcare. These are all things that have a price on them. And for all the women who are terrified about this kind of lifestyle because, they want to scream financial abuse. What about financial abuse? And he doesn't, let her have any money, any freedom, any bank accounts. While that is valid, to me, sincerely, brutally, financial abuse to me is telling me that I have to show up at work, clock in when I'm on my period and I'm in pain. I think that's messed up. To me, financial abuse is being told that I don't bring any value unless I'm making money. To me, financial abuse is being told that you need to go back to work 2 months postpartum. But besides that, even as a stay-at-home mom, you can still make money. You can have your side hustles, your little businesses that you run on the side, and it's enough for you to have a little spending money. And also, if the budget permits, your husband could be giving you an allowance. That's definitely a possibility. And also, I see a lot of the women who will talk about their experiences of like how they went from being tradwives or stay-at-home moms to being homeless. And with that, that is a pity, but a lot of these are kind of avoidable situations. Even if you're not making your own money, you should still have a bank account. That's something that you can open up yourself. And really, with people getting married a little later in life anyways, like no one's really getting married at 19 anymore, unless you're like Mormon or something. But if you get married at like 25, that's enough time for you to get your college degree. And don't like acquire $100,000 of student loan debt. But that's enough time for you to acquire a college degree, for you to develop some skills, for you to know what kind of career you could be walking into at some point in your life. It's enough for you to learn something, to have some kind of work experience. No one said that being a stay-at-home mom needs to mean that you have no skills outside of the home. And while you are a stay-at-home mom, you could still work on other projects. Like maybe you like writing stories, maybe you like making candles. You can still have something that you do to feed your own creativity, to feed your own passions. It doesn't have to be something that immediately is supposed to provide and put food on the table, but something that that you can develop into being something great that you feel good about. And really, being a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean you have to stay doing that for the rest of your life. You can go back into the workforce. Yeah, maybe when you go back, you'll be at like an entry-level position, but that doesn't mean that you're not a skillful person. That doesn't mean that you're somehow worthless or you have less value because, you're working in the same positions that some 20 and 30-year-olds are working. What you can think of is that you decided to prioritize something that really meant something to you. You valued your family. You wanted to give your young children all the care and the attention that they would need, especially in their very important developmental period, because the first 3 years of a child's life is practically like the most important, and it's a great determinator for how healthy they're going to be, especially when it comes to their mental health and their nervous system. Having that kind of security, having that kind of stable foundation where their mother was around with them for most of their childhood, that's a wonderful thing that will help them develop into stable, competent adults. I've got some frozen bananas here, and it's so mushy and kind of gross looking. But seriously, Tradwives, they are winning. They are winning because they found a way to make lives easier for themselves, where they don't have to stress themselves about making money, and they can focus on their family, their community. They can focus on the thing that's going to reward them the most emotionally. And obviously, jobs can be rewarding too, but the way capitalism has set up jobs to pretty much drain us and take all of our hours and all of our energy away, it's not working anymore. I'm pretty sure most of us aren't enjoying having to work this much and still not be able to, I don't know, afford our basic necessities. So honestly, I don't feel motivated enough to make money. And if I have a partner that is very good at making money, like he's a lot better at making money than I am. So I'm gonna let that be his responsibility, and I can focus on the home. And truly, I have so much fun at home. It's where I get to be my most creative self. It's where I get to be, I don't know, just a happy, cheery person that I love to be. It's where I don't have to deal with a bunch of weird rules, where I don't have to wear a uniform, where I don't have to deal with coworkers. And I like people, but I don't always like having to, I don't know, be put in a space where I have to deal with people, since I am very much an introvert. And even if you are an introvert and love talking to people every day, then staying at home can still be, an option for you. Like there isn't a set way of you doing this. The wonderful thing about not being bound to a work schedule is that you can go anywhere. You could go to the park and socialize with parents. You could still go to church. You could look at any community magazines. Actually, I'm going to show you an example right now. So today I actually picked up my city's event calendar. And so there are all sorts of community events happening in this season. So there's like, I don't know, there are 5K runs. There are movies on the green. So I guess people are watching movies on the grass. And then there are like free dance lessons and egg hunts and more egg hunts. This includes like February and March. So like I'm looking at all of them. Let's see. There's book swaps. There are theater shows, and it's only $5 to attend. At the park, there are set days where there's going to be like a water park kind of thing, and there's like going to be splashing. And I see people are coming together to do nature walks. Oh, and look at that. That's so cute. They got toddlers playing on the court, and I don't know, these kids playing whatever they're playing, and it's all free stuff that they can do together. And oh, actually, this one's $15. It's the kids' night out. But then this one's free, Teen Talk. I don't know what Teen Talk is about, but they have that, and it's free. I see pickleball, table tennis, line dancing, Zumba. Some of the classes are like $8 a class or $15 a class. But there are plenty of free options and plenty of things that the community keeps putting together, and it's advertised in your city's kind of calendar. And I live in a very small city, guys. It's dead here, and yet they still put things together. I keep losing track of my main points, but overall, I also want to mention that the Tradwives are winning because, first of all, they were able to fully optimize their situations. Not only are they able to stay home and take care of their families, but they're also making money doing it. Like, you got to remember, the Tradwife is not just a stay-at-home wife that is promoting this kind of life where she's fully dependent on her man. She is dependent on her man, and there's literally nothing wrong with that. This strong, independent woman stuff, we need to cut it out. We need to figure out a way to actually work together, be in harmony, because that's what the genders are created for. We're supposed to complement each other, okay? Women are not like men. And once we actually figure out that there is value in femininity and we don't need to be masculine in order to be valuable, I feel like that's going to be a wonderful point of history. While yes, I can do the same kind of work a man does, but not at the same level, not at the same strengths. I know that there are things that I am better at than men, and there are things that men are better at than I am. And I don't want to be forcing myself to be something that I'm not. I'm not trying to be a boss babe. I'm not assertive. I'm not competitive. And maybe I'm not a leader, and that's perfectly okay. I don't understand why we went so far to prove that we can do what a man can do and that we're just as intelligent, all the way to completely forgetting what makes us a woman and completely forgetting about the things that have always been true since eternity. Like, yes, women are more agreeable. Women are more nurturing. Women are more emotionally in touch. It doesn't mean that we're suddenly dumb. And even if men are more masculine, more assertive, more authoritative, like, it doesn't make him a monster. It doesn't make him a control freak. It just, I don't know, we just have different skills, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I added like 4.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I don't know if that's enough, but I'm just gonna go with it. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I feel like I said everything that needed to be said, at least for this video. So yeah, now I think I'm just gonna put this back in this big bowl because this is getting a little too filled. So all the dries are in this bowl, and I'm about to put some of the corn kernels in there. I only cut 2 of the corn kernels, although I boiled 3. I just feel like 2 might be enough. I don't know. Maybe I should add more. I don't know. Okay, now I feel like I should add that 3rd corn kernel in there. So I'm going to cut this last one into there. And then, I'll add the wets. Here goes the banana, milk, and butter. By the way, guys, I don't know how to bake. I'm just following a recipe, okay? And I'm hoping that it's gonna turn out all right. It shouldn't be that different because the only thing I made different was I added corn kernels and some cinnamon, and that shouldn't be a problem. It's looking mighty chunky though right now. I don't know if it's supposed to look like this, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Maybe I need to add a little milk. Maybe that's an unnecessary step. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have added cinnamon. Who told me to do that? I just figured it's gonna be a little sweet, so why not? Maybe cinnamon and corn doesn't go together, but maybe it's perfect. You know what? I'm never gonna say I need a mixer because I got these strong muscles, okay? I've actually been going to the gym. I've been lifting some weights. I can almost do a pull-up. My arm is really tired, but I'm also very, very strong. Oh my gosh, this is already so messy. I need to get another utensil for the actual scooping part. Oh, are you actually worried about how I made it?
I've never seen corn be put in muffins before.
I saw someone use real corns when they made like cornbread, and so I thought, why not?
Well, I've never seen someone put corn in a muffin before, okay? So yeah. I am a little worried about how you made it. Okay?
I think it's gonna end up being delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I really don't know. I think it's gonna be fine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be tolerable. It's gonna be sweet enough. And if it's not sweet enough, we can eat it. We can eat it with syrup.
Yeah.
So they've been in the oven for about 25 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. These ones are looking pretty good. I don't know if I poked a knife through it and it looks like it might be done. But anyways, the point that I kept forgetting on making was that Tradwives are winning because not only are they able to prioritize their families, but they're also making content and making a whole lot of money through the attention that they're getting. So they hack the system. They're able to make content at home doing the most simplest things like cooking from scratch. And if they do it in a pretty dress, it makes people mad enough for them to, I don't know, get a whole lot of attention and money from it. So my boyfriend is gonna come on camera and give me an honest review of my muffins. These are banana corn muffins.
Banana.
Wait, let them see it.
Okay.
On the plate.
Banana corn muffins.
Mm-hmm. And I've got a glass of milk for him to wash it down, Okay. Maybe that will save me if they're not.
I've been working in the garage, so I look a little dusty.
Yeah. Yeah?
No. I go good with milk. Yeah. I say, good job.
Okay.
Okay. I would eat it. I would eat it again.
He was a little nervous about it initially because there are actual corn kernels in there, and I guess he never seen that before.
No, never.
Oh, he's finishing it, guys. So I must have done a good enough job. So that is all, beautiful people. Thank you so much for watching and making it to this point of the video. Goodbye, beautiful people. I send you my love. Mwah. Bisous. Guys, I just have to come here because he definitely undersold you guys, because this is bomb. This is delicious. I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a pass, but pass almost sounds like you passed it up. But I didn't really want to say anything too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 1.5 thumbs up.
Mm.
Not 2 thumbs up, but 1.5.